Hey, we are live.
Hello.
And I'm in my office. I'm glad I'm the only one here today. And of course my door's closed because there's no way that I could do this podcast if I was like in a cubicle situation at work.
Yeah, no way.
No way. Zero chance. Anyway, so if you see weird, obviously, yes, there's an orange flower in my background. I'm gonna move that. Wait.
It's for Alzheimer's though, so it's not that
bad. It is. But I don't want anybody to have any sort of comments. I'll put my SFA in the background.
Ooh, what kind of candle do you have burning there?
It is a winter candle. It's like one of those Glade candles from Glade. It's like pine smell. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's just get started.
Let's go.
Let's get her done. And we back.
Here we are.
Already, Rick is watching.
Hey, Rick.
Oh, you'll see us tomorrow. Good. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Yeah.
Hope you're having a wonderful lunch break watching us. I was telling Alex, as y'all can tell, I'm like a little bit on the struggle bus today. I got my COVID booster shot yesterday, and normally I have zero reaction to vaccines of any kind, and I don't feel bad. I just feel like I could get in bed for another like 8 hours, so I'm just dragging today.
Totally. I get my next week. Kyle, to answer your question, I am at work at Angelina grading and stuff. So this is my grading break from grading. And I'm on the struggle bus as well. I went out last night, as Jacqueline knows from my Snapchats. And so this is what I just put together 5 minutes before we got on. So there's that.
Good. Hey, at some point.
I mean, it's a Friday, okay? And normally I don't come in on Fridays. So this is just, it's dead here. It's dead on campus. So that's just that. Okay, so before we get started, just a few reminders and programming notes about the podcast. Quickly, wait, what does it say? Oh, my wife she got her shot and it kicked her ass. Yeah, I've heard the booster isn't the best experience, but here we are.
Yeah. Hopefully I'm back in the but
yeah. Shot number 2 put me on my butt for like 24 hours, so I'm just anticipating it being the same. So yeah. Quick programming note about the podcast. Obviously, we do this for, we do this because we love doing it. Obviously, we got started doing this because we love SFA basketball. We love just sports in general. We love basketball in general. And so we do this out of the, not like, I wouldn't say the kindness of our hearts, because that just seems weird.
Goodwill and prosperity.
Yeah, exactly. And so, it's pretty simple. If you don't agree with what we say or like what we say or don't like us personally, that's fine. You don't have to listen. It's pretty simple. There are many ways that you can avoid our analysis of the game or just our faces. If you don't like our faces, that's fine. Totally get it. There's a lot of people I don't like either. I could name a few, let's just be fair. Yeah, Kyle. Same thing with you. I'm sure you've probably heard it a million times. Like, well, I don't agree with anything you say. Well, it's called block. It's called delete. It's called keep scrolling.
Well, just don't follow. Like we're not national news. It's not like you're reading us anywhere. Am I echoing or just am I echoing to me? Because I feel like I'm echoing.
You're not echoing on here. It's just some of the things you say are going in and out. So.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully that'll correct itself. Anyway, proceed.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. It's a good question. Anyway, so just wanted to remind everyone that, we do this for the fans. We do this because we love, even if nobody, there is an echo a little bit, Kyle just said. Oh, is it me echoing too, or just Jacqueline? Oh, and she just froze up. Oh, for God's sakes. Here we are. Anyway. Oh, there you're back. Okay.
You're right.
think that, general programming note as normal. If you don't enjoy it, we don't do it for shits and gigs. We just, we do this because we like it, and, we're going to continue doing it because we like it. And that is all that we have to say about that.
What's the, I can't remember exactly who says it. I want to say it's like Dita Von Teese or something. You can be the juiciest peach in the world, and some people just don't like peaches.
Shrug emoji.
So there you go.
Exactly. So, hey, keep calm and carry on, as I like to say. Or if I can add a little head onto that, keep calm and just, drink a beer and carry on. Anyway. All right, so let's get started talking about the game.
Yeah, so Alex gave you a little bit of background last time on Lincoln. Let me backtrack. ESPN and Google kind of had their stuff messed up anyway because they were listing.
Yeah, they did.
They were listing them as the Lincoln Lions, which is a Lincoln University that's in Pennsylvania, I believe. So they had it all screwed up, but it was showing their record as 0-0, like they hadn't played a game yet. But as Alex told us, they don't even have an athletics website yet because this is their first year. So today, whenever I rewatched the game, the commentators said that what they had on their stats was that they were 0-1 coming into that game, but they were like, we're pretty sure they have had more games than that. That's just all we have. So
yeah,
we didn't have much information on him. But a few like very interesting programming notes. Alex already told y'all who their coach is, Gary the Glove Peyton. So there's their first connection. So they actually had 3 players on the team that have an NBA connection. So first of all, Gary Peyton's son was on the team, which I swear at one point they said he was in the game, but I'm looking at the stats and he's not listed. So maybe he didn't get put in. But anyway, his son's on the team. Dame Dalla's little brother is on the team, Jaron Lillard.
Really?
Yeah, Damian Lillard's little brother is on there. He didn't play much. He played 6 minutes.
How the heck did we miss this?
I didn't even look at the roster whenever.
I didn't even look at the roster either, and like I mean, I probably wouldn't even made the connection just looking at the names. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't have either. And then I don't know who this is. He's obviously an older NBA player because it's the grandson of an NBA player, but the grandson of Al Attles is on the team. Isaiah Attles. I think they said he was a Hall of Famer, but I mean that's been some years if it's his grandfather. So anyhow, 3 NBA connects on the team there.
And I will say this too about Lincoln. Like, obviously, yes, it's like their first year as a team, but I really do think Gary Peyton has them going in the right direction. Like, they're a good team. Like, they have good bones. They have good, they do have some talent. They have some shooters, so I think they give them a few more years and they'll be good.
I think so too.
Yeah. I mean, Gary's obviously starting from the ground up, and he's starting from scratch, basically. And, I mean, to be fair, if I wanted to start a team from scratch, I would call a guy like Gary Peyton to do it. So, I mean, I think he's having, I think he's getting them going in the right direction, which is really good. So, I'm looking forward to kind of following their arc over the next few seasons and seeing how well they progress, because like I said, and Gary was cracking us up during the game. Like, he was on obviously the other side of the court, but we could just hear him because he's so loud. We could hear him yelling and saying stuff from the other side of the court. At one point he said, "Hey, y'all, just make the ball go that way." And I was like,
I forgot about that. I laughed so hard.
Like, I'm just, it's just small little stuff like that. I was like, bro, this guy, he's something. I'll tell you what.
I mean, talk about keeping it simple.
Exactly, keeping it simple. I mean, because, hey, it's basketball. Yeah, it's not complicated. Dribble, ball, and hoop. Go that way, right?
I mean, I felt like that's something you would yell out at like a little dribbler's game.
Exactly. Yeah, like, talking to a bunch of 5-year-olds, like,
make the ball go that way.
Make the ball go that way. Ball in hoop this way. We're going this way. Yeah, it was cute. It was cute. It was funny. So I appreciate Gary Peyton's humor. And he was just having a good time down there. Like even during pregame, he was walking around talking to people. Like him and another one of his coaches, I think, were talking to Delonte, one of our coaches, for a good bit of time. So like they were just having a good time. And after the game, I also saw a couple of the players on our team post some pictures with Gary. So I mean, he was out and about. And then other last minute note before we talk about the actual game itself. When I was at the bar last night, I was talking to a guy I know that was at the bar, sitting at the bar. Can't remember his name for the life of me. Like, we're more of an acquaintance. Like, I don't know him very well. But anyway, he was like, as I walked in, I heard him talking about basketball and Lumberjacks. And I was like, oh, maybe he was at the game. Like, what is he going to say? Let's just listen. Then he started talking about Gary Peyton and how he was at Fredonia in the not the brewery, but the hotel in Nine Flags. And I guess this guy that was at the bar last night sat with Gary Peyton for like an hour at the bar and just like had a casual conversation with him.
We missed our opportunity.
Didn't even think about it. Didn't even think about going to Fredonia at Nine Flags and like sitting there and saying like, Gary, didn't even think about it. Anyway, so I thought that was funny that Gary Peyton just, NBA legend the glove, just randomly sitting in Nacogdoches, Texas at Nine Flags Bar, sipping a beer.
Yeah. Man, I'm jealous now.
I know. Anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. So it was good. But anyway, okay. So yeah, let's continue talking about the game itself. I love that programming note about the connections of NBA. I think that's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so starters, same as last time. Gavin, David, Rati, Calvin, and Day. Again, it's not Danny Merrill. It's Day. He goes by Day, not Day. We did win 90-54, so pretty good showing. First half was a little close. We went into the half only up by, let's see, what was it? 5 points? No, 3 point or
6.
6 points. I can't count. Numbers are hard. You know this. So yeah, we only went up into the half up by 6. So it was a little testy there in the first half. I think, just a few miscues and things like that. Some bad fouls and went to the line and anyway. But once we got out of half, really started, all gas, no brakes, so to speak, and sealed the pretty good W. Attendance is listed at 1702. So again, not bad for a dead week game because it is dead week at SFA. There were students there, just maybe not all sitting together. We did have a decent crowd, maybe not in the picture that I posted because it was kind of like off in the corner, but there were people there. So again, it wasn't like it was just dead empty. There were people, but not as many as there should be. So again, if you have tickets to the game, go to the game. And if you can't go to the game, give them away. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. I don't get it. To catch up in the WAC, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4-way tie for first place. California Baptist is still charging. Grand Canyon is now up there with them, and Seattle U and Utah Valley. So things are getting wild in the WAC. It is getting wacky. Let's see here. SFA is technically, it's a 4-way tie for first, so technically we're in second place if you want to go that far. But we're 5th on the list here at 6-2. Then New Mexico State at 5-2. Abilene Christian 4-2. UT Rio Grande 4-4. Dixie State and Sam Houston are 3-5. Chicago State 2-5. Shout out to them for at least winning 2 games. Tarleton 1-6 and Lamar again 1-7. They're just struggling, but they're playing some really hard teams though too. I mean, they just played Texas Tech, lost by like 30 points. Played UTSA, almost won, only lost by 6 points. So they played some really good teams this season. Their only win still is with Wiley College. I'm assuming that's what that was, Wiley, which is actually who we play tomorrow. So that's the WAC standings. You're up, girlfriend.
All right. Okay. So I think better. Lamar is hurt. Okay. I actually listened to one of our
good point.
podcasts the other day, so I'm going to start reading them out loud so that if you're just listening, not watching, you know who we're talking about. But Kyle from Whack Hoop says Lamar is hurting, playing shorthanded, missing 2 guards, and Jordan Adams and Kason Harrison. Good point.
Didn't know that. That's a big deal. Missing 2 of their guards like that.
Yeah.
No wonder. That makes a lot of sense, to be honest. So, thank you for that note, Kyle. Appreciate it. Playa.
Okay, so, and I said that wrong. Sorry, Whack Hoops Digest. I said Whack Sports. Y'all know what I mean. I'm trying to get it together today. Okay, so our stats actually were like pretty good all the way across. I feel like our field goal percentage is 56.1. Our 3-point percentage was 47.6. That is like love to see it. Love to see it. Super high for 3-point, which we'll go into more detail on that. Free throw percentage, we're at 72.7. Love it. 40 points in the paint. Not quite as many as I expected for this game, but not shabby. I thought we might be more like closer to 50, but
yeah.
You know, I just have high expectations since we got like 60-something points in the paint against Duke. So, you know. Okay, points off turnovers, 29. Second chance points, only 9. Fast break points, we had 22. Bench points, we had 31.
Not bad.
Total rebounds, 37. We had 9 offensive, not super, super high, but 28 defensive. We had 22 fouls, which I feel like is about average for us. 21 turnovers, which I don't love. But they had 27. 15 steals, though. Wow. 5 blocks. Our game leader was Raw T with 20 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Gavin had 15 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. And David played an awesome game, had 13 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal.
Yeah. Going straight into the feats of strength. Raw T where? We've been kind of ragging on Raw T a little bit the past few games because he's just not, he wasn't like the Raw T that we saw at the very end of the season last year. Like, it was just, again, it takes him a while to like get going, but once he gets going, it's good. And I'm so excited. Last night we saw the Raw T that we love and that we need, and that is the Raw T we need all season. Oh my God. I was so excited. I was like, this is the guy. This is Raw T that we need.
I agree wholeheartedly. Our Raw T is here. He was on fire the second half, y'all.
He was.
He had like 4 possessions in a row where he was like making a defensive play, getting a steal, making a layup, doing that, like making a 3-pointer. Like
he was all over the court, both sides.
So he made his first 3-point attempt right at the beginning of the game. Some great defensive possessions. I mean, all across the board, awesome. And Alex said it. We just know how amazing he is, and so
exactly, and that's why we're such harsh critics on that, because we're harsh critics on everybody, because we know how good you can be, and when you're not performing to that level, like, we're gonna say something like, "Come on, man!" Right? So Raw T, like, we know exactly what he can do. Like, we know he can be a good 3 shooter. He can be a good, jumper. Like, jump shot shooter. Like, he can shoot. He just wasn't showing that in those couple games that we really, really needed him to do that, and to be a good, backup, PG. I know, again, that it's not his natural position, but like, sometimes we need him to fill that position when David's on the bench, and so it's like, it was getting frustrating when he just wasn't performing to the level that we know he can perform at. And so last night we saw that, and it was a great, great game from him, and we both are extremely pleased at the performance that he showed us. Especially going into playing, Liberty coming up here in a week or so, coming up playing Kansas. Like, we need that. We need that Raw T to show up and show out at going forward, not just those 2 games, but going forward, So Very, very good from him. Love that. Love that. I was really impressed with the 31 bench points. Like, wow, 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 wow. Big wow. Like, wow, kind of thing. Very good there. A lot of that came from, Trell. I love Trell. Trell is my dog.
He was so good the other night. He had 5 steals. He had like an NBA range 3.
Yep.
What else? He took a really great charge. I mean, he just looked good all the way around. And even the announcers were like, I think that he shoots threes better with a hand in his face. Like,
I think so too. When he's getting pressured, I agree. I agree.
He was not
He was, and I'm just so impressed with him. So we've said this before, and I'll say it again. Like, I really, really, really want him to be that guy, to be like the 3 guy. I would love it. And he also plays really good defense too. Like, he's all over the ball and all over the shooters like white on rice too. Like, he's all up in their face, and I love that about him. He just, from the time he steps onto the court until the time he gets off to go sit down, like he's a hustler. He's hustling. He kind of reminds me a little bit of like Johnny in a way, like because he's kind of short and compact, and so he's like all over the place. But then he also reminds me a little bit of, with that 3, who am I thinking of? Who could just shoot him from anywhere on the court and just knock him down?
Meech?
Yeah, I think it was like Meech, or not Jared. Yeah, I think more Meech.
Yeah.
Where he can just kind of hit him wherever, like corner, like you said, NBA range 3, almost a half court type of thing. Like that, I love that. I love that so much. So that needs to continue. Loving that. Frickin' DK. David Cowries. I have so much love for this boy. Because he's a hustler, just like Trell. Like, he hustles. He is, from, again, the time he steps on the court to the time he gets off to have a break, he is working that whatever position, if he's bringing the ball out, if he's playing defense, he is all over that court. He's like white lightning on that court. I mean, everywhere. And then with these steals and these layups and these big slams.
I was so happy that he got his slam dunk.
2-handed slam.
I was so happy he got the 2-handed slam. That was amazing. And I got to also
Me too.
He was perfect from the free throw line. He was 6 of 6 from the free throw line.
Music to my ears.
Great game.
I loved it. Yeah. I liked how towards the end of our Okay, so Colin says from Facebook, I liked how towards the end our team got more aggressive and kind of just went for it, shooting threes at will, whether they made it or not. I mean, it was the end of the game. We were up by 30 points. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I agree.
Let it happen.
That is the game situation where you need to be taking those threes and get more comfortable in the same atmosphere of taking a 3. So I was glad too.
Especially with guys like Diego.
Y'all, I mean, whenever I watched it back today, you could see Alex and I's reaction in the stands after one of his 3-pointers. But
we were hype,
y'all. So first of all, he got to play 9 minutes.
Good minutes for him.
He was 2 of 3 from the 3-point line. He only missed 1, and again, it was a really
close.
It just kind of rimmed out of there.
Yeah.
So, man, nothing makes us happier than to see somebody get the playing time and get the, shoot their shot literally and do well at it. So we were super hyped.
Agreed. And again, like we mentioned in the previous podcast, is like he has the 3 ball. Like, he has that skill. And again, we need another guy like that. Love that. It's just he just needs more playing time. And I feel like the more playing time he gets and the good minutes he puts in, the better he'll be, and then the more minutes he'll get. Just like with everybody else, just like with anybody else on the bench. If you get to go in for 2 minutes total the whole game, you better make those 2 minutes the best 2 minutes you've ever played in your damn life, so that you can impress the coaches, you can show them that what you got and that you're going to be working out there and playing as hard as you can. And that's a great way to show that you, again, want more minutes and deserve more time, right? I mean, if you're going to be called into the game, why would you go out there and just play lackadaisical? Like, just kind of flailing all over the place and not paying attention to the plays, not paying attention to who you're guarding, not guarding the basket, just kind of where's it? Where's life? So really love that. I didn't coin the term last night or on Wednesday, but I definitely am going to use the Go Diego Go thing. Just going to go it. Go Diego Go. Let's do it. Yes, definitely. Colin Stewart said on Facebook, ready for Nigel to come back soon and hopefully he can be an impact player. Absolutely. Absolutely. Didn't get a chance to ask him last night because he was just kind of, okay, one thing about Nigel. He's killing me, man. Okay. So if you didn't notice Nigel during the game last night, because either you weren't there or they just didn't show the bench a lot on the TV on ESPN, this boy is all over the bench. First of all, he hop, skips, and jumps, literally jumps all over the bench. Whenever David and all the other guys were like getting steals and buckets and all this other stuff, hitting them major threes, he jumps up onto chairs on the bench and hops around, and I'm like screaming at him to knock it off because the last thing we need is him to get hurt and be out again.
Yeah.
Like every time he did that last night, I was like, Nigel, like I felt like a worrywart mom. Like, please stop doing this. Please, for the love of God. I mean, he's literally physically jumping chairs. And I'm just like, oh my God. Kill me. But he didn't have anything on his hand. Like Jacqueline had said, she noticed at the Northwestern game that there wasn't anything on his hand. So that's a good sign. Have a feeling that they may be holding him out for maybe Kansas game, maybe till conference. We don't know. Again, we're going to try and get the scoop on our boy Nigel tomorrow. If he makes his way over near us, because he was just, like I said, all over the bench. Okay, continuing. Let's see what else. So yeah, don't let Diego get hot, man, because he will just rain those threes. You know who else I was really excited for? Got some good playing time. Was looking, pretty decent under the basket. Was Jonathan.
He did look good.
He got 10 minutes in last night. He actually was 2 from 3 free throws. He had 6 rebounds. He was tied with Calvin for 6 rebounds, and obviously didn't have the most because that was Gavin, but he had 6 rebounds last night, and most of those were offensive rebounds. So love to see that. We're always crabbing and complaining that there's not enough not enough offensive boards there, even though they keep saying that we're great with offensive boards. I always feel like we're not. So I don't know who is reading that stat saying that we were like top in the country with offensive boards. Remember that? Who said that?
Yeah. Commentators from the Cancun Challenge. I went and tried to fact check it, and it was not. So I don't know exactly what they were referring to, but it wasn't what I looked up.
Yeah, I don't know where they found that stat or saw that stat, but I was like, we were looking all over it, like you said, and couldn't find it. Let's see what else. So Jonathan was looking good. Again, more minutes, just like with Diego. The more minutes he can get, the better. Jacqueline, what else do you have?
So I think the only real thing that we didn't cover was Day. Day had a really great game again. And I mean, we've been saying how impressed we are with him, but great rebounds and putback for second chance points. The announcers were saying that he now averages about 5.5 rebounds a game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I think Calvin leads. I think they have said that Calvin leads us with rebounds per game with about 6. So I mean, he's on up there, but he's just playing great. And they were really complimentary of his footwork down low, how much energy he has. He had a great slam dunk.
I agree.
I mean, he just really, really hustles. And like I said, he has that perfect mix between athleticism and like basketball IQ, where he sees things that maybe the average player doesn't, and then has the athleticism to execute it. So it's just amazing.
No, yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with that assessment too. Day is just athletic as hell.
And you know what? Okay, I will make a a really quick note. Was that one of our followers, I think, got him confused with Samaja.
Oh yeah, come on.
But I felt like once he said that, I was like, I totally see it because I mean his hair kind of reminds me a little bit of Samaja, but like his size and build and playing style really does kind of remind me of Samaja. So I can see the
I can see the comparison and the resemblance there. But at the same time though, I feel like Day is like light years ahead of where Samaja was though when it comes to athleticism. Like Samaja had the athleticism, but he just didn't have the, what's the word?
he didn't have
Yes.
I don't think he had as much energy, but
I don't think so either. And maybe it was just because we hadn't really seen much of him playing to give him that assessment yet. You know, again, the more we watch these guys play, the better we get at figuring out their strengths and their weaknesses and things that they can. Oh, I'm throwing stuff all over my office. Anyway, you know, knowing what they're good at, what they need to work on, just like with anything else, right? So, yeah, again, points in the paint were great. Loved it. Anytime where, 40 and above is a good game for us, But let's remind ourselves that we're playing Lincoln University, first year, brand new team. Of course, the expectation is to look good, and that's what we expect, and to beat them by a lot because, again, it's a brand new team. So yeah, our defense is going to look stellar because the other team is struggling. I mean, they can barely keep up. That's just the name of the game when we're playing a really, really, brand new team like that. And that's nothing against Lincoln. I mean, it's not their fault. It's they're barely, they're like newborn baby players. They're brand new, so like I said, give them a few years and they'll be rocking and rolling. I really feel like Gary's has a good little squad there. Like I said, they had some shooters and we saw that, right? Yeah. So let us get to second half of our game analysis here. Uno momento. All right, go ahead, Jack.
Okay, so my first one is sort of game related, but I just have to say it, and I'll take this opportunity while Alex is stepping away because I have a little tangent I want to go on. But I have to say, sad day. We mentioned this last time, but we now need a revised intro video because Jules is like very prominently portrayed several times in our video, and you know what, it's nothing like, oh my gosh, we have to get a new video without him in it. Like I cannot be teased with his beautiful eyes anymore. We're not gonna actually see him, so I need I need a new video without him so that I can gain some closure to move on. Because I gotta say really quick, and we said this last time, but obviously it didn't work out for him at SFA. Did you hear my programming note on Jules's?
Yes, and I had to get up because I had a student at my door on a Friday at 1:00. Are you kidding me?
So I was just saying, not like in an ugly way, like, oh my God, we need a new video without him, but like I need some closure to move on. So I need to not be teased with his beautiful eyes anymore. I need a new video.
Yeah, I know, because he was featured there was multiple times on the intro video. So if Homeboy isn't here anymore, which again, more power to him if he wants to move on, no hard feelings whatsoever. Totally understand. That's just the nature of the game. But you probably need to take him out of the intro video.
Yeah, but so I'm going to go on a quick tangent on that because we talked about it a little bit last time. But just to be clear, like Alex and I said last time, if SFA is not the best fit for him, then we don't want him to be at SFA, and not as a slight towards him, but
right.
We want to be the most successful we can be, and we want him to be the most successful that he can be. We want that of any of the players, and it's it is the nature of the game that people
it really is,
and then they realize it's not a good fit or whatever.
Yeah, it happens.
And some of these players, I mean, even the little bit that Alex and I interact with them, some of these players, like, we really connect with, and we super support them and want them to know that. And even some of the players who, like, for example, Samaja played for us for a year and then didn't come back. And like, he came back and watched a game the next season. And we went over and hugged him and talked to him. And like, I even gave him a little like pep talk / lecture, like, hey, you know, you're not like, we want him to do the best that he can do. And so I'm like, you are too talented to not be playing somewhere. The longer that you're not playing somewhere, like the more that's going to look like to a coach that you have commitment issues with really getting in there. So like, you need to find somewhere. And you know, I was like, I've taught college. Alex currently teaches college. If you need help with any of the like applications or not knowing what you need to do to get in somewhere, like let us know and we're happy to help you. Like we absolutely wish anyone the best and hope that they do.
Completely. And I will also chime in on that too. And here's the thing. Yeah, we may harp and rag on some of these guys because of their play and, you know, grievance and our grievances. Yeah, there are grievances because we know how good you are and we know how good you can be. And if you aren't playing, again, at that level, like we talked about with Rati, same thing. Like, this goes out to all the players, anybody, whatever season it is, it doesn't matter. Like, we want you to do your best. And if we're going to talk about if you had a crap game, couldn't shoot some free throws, made some really bad just choices with passing, like, we're going to say it. Like, we didn't start this podcast to kiss your ass. This is not called, pardon me, Alex kisses everyone's ass. No, I'm sorry. Like, read the description of our podcast on Anchor. It says hot takes and hard truths. I mean, someone has to say it. It's the same thing.
It's a love sprinkled in there, but you know,
it's a compliment sandwich sometimes, or it's a constructive criticism sandwich. You know, you got a criticism, something you did good, and then a criticism. I mean, again, if you can't take the heat, stay out of my damn kitchen. Anyway, a few other grievances. Like we said, there's not a lot of grievances just because it was a really good game, and you know, Renell says it from YouTube. No one is free from criticism. That is a fact. That's life, babe.
I harped on myself today. Look at this. I look like I just rolled out of bed, and I kind of did. But
I literally texted Jacqueline, and I was like, I look like hot garbage. I have to put some mascara on and some lipstick. Otherwise, I'm going to look like a freaking ghost.
This is what you get. Some days
the world isn't fair.
We can't all be our best self every day.
No, exactly. So like I said, yeah, not a lot of grievances, just because it was such a really good game. And when we're playing at a school like that, like there aren't too many mistakes, but there are some things that we did that need to be especially cleaned up on. I mean, and it becomes a lot more apparent when we're playing such an easy game, basically, you know, things like foul trouble. Again, let's see who was in foul trouble. Trell and Nana were both in foul trouble with 4. Day had 3 and Jonathan had 3. For the 10 minutes he was in, poor Jonathan had 3 fouls.
I'm just shocked it wasn't Calvin. Calvin only had 1 foul.
I'm shocked. Normally it is Calvin, isn't it?
Normally it is.
Oh, Calvin. Bless his heart. Yeah, and you know, and I wish we knew the reason why Jalen isn't starting at the moment anymore. Don't know. Someone asked me that in person the other day, like, oh, why is the starting lineup different? And I was like,
you know, I know it's shocking. They don't run this stuff by us.
Nobody asks us anything. You know,
we have no bearing on the lineup or the coaching or the plays or anything really.
We just sit back and we chit chat about how the game goes, and then maybe some food that we eat and the drinks we drink. Like this is what this podcast truly is. So there was a few moments. Jalen though had just some couple moments of just not the best and he's known for his good defense. Like he has great defense normally. I don't know what was happening on the game on Wednesday. There were just a few, not the whole game, but just a few instances of just kind of like maybe he was didn't know what was going on or who he was guarding, or I feel like sometimes you over defend and he was causing a lot of I don't know how many fouls did he have. Let me see. He only had 2, so it wasn't that bad. Okay, I retract that statement. But I think sometimes he over defends because he's going too hard. You know who else did that a lot too? Johnny Boy did that a lot. Nathan would do that a lot. Like they do go too hard, and then they're like reaching in and maybe causing a foul, or going too fast and like missing his guy that he's supposed to be blocking, or just trying to do too much and guard too many people and do too much. And so sometimes there were some moments where Jalen, I just felt like he was just not really doing the most, I guess you could say, doing the most. But I love Jalen. Jalen's my dog. Didn't Jalen have a 3? He had 2.
2, yeah.
He had 2 threes. That's my boy. Good for you, Jalen. Keep it up, buddy. Keep it up. Let's see. Other grievances. They shot about trails.
Yeah, I think that was all you had. Just my blanket one was we did let them come back within 6 going into halftime, which I felt like was too close. But we were our typical second half team, I feel like.
Finally.
So yeah, and then I had just 2 calls that I didn't love because, again, like Alex said, there wasn't a whole lot of complaints just on our play, but there was one time I thought Trell took a really good charge, call it, and then one time they called an offensive foul on Calvin, and I thought he just really made a great move. I didn't think it was a charge, but again, the referees on us, guys. So.
You know what? Yeah, now that I'm looking back at the other team statistics, I have a few additional grievances. First of all, they had 32 rebounds.
Yeah, they were not far behind us.
Huh?
They were not far behind us.
Oh yeah, no, they weren't. That's what I was looking at. They had 32 and we had 37. I mean, they had 32 rebounds. 12 of those were offensive, 20 were defensive. Huh?
That's high offensive rebound count.
Yeah. Another note that I'm not too pleased about either is they had 24 bench points, and also 17 points were from turnovers. What?
Yeah, that's a pretty good.
That's a pretty good chunk of points were from turnovers, and fast break points at 8. I mean, sorry, 16. I read the wrong number. I'm sorry. And I forgot that they had a technical foul.
Yeah. I think that kid mailbox.
I forgot about that. That technical foul. Yeah.
I will say Rati shot the free throws for that tech, and he made both of them. So that was really awesome.
That was good. That was good as well. So yeah, like I said, not too many grievances. A lot of it was more just small things that didn't really wasn't really critical, or didn't really change up the game too much, but definitely a few things just of note. All right, so game summary. One word to describe the game. Hit it.
So I feel uplifting because I just felt like everyone who was dressed out got to play. Everyone, there were a few little oh, you didn't play as good as you normally did, type of grievances. But I felt like everyone really pretty much put forth their best effort, and we got to see Diego make a bunch of 3-pointers. David got the 2-handed slam dunk. Day played really well. Rati was back in freaking action, on fire. There were just so many good things I felt like about this game.
No, I completely agree. I love the word that you use, uplifting, because definitely the Rati resurgence gives me life. To me, I wrote routine. It felt like more of a normal routine game. We went out there, we played our normal game, did well. Second half, we were back a second half team like we normally are. So it felt very routine to me. It felt like we were back in that routine. It just felt like more of a game that we like to see. The stats were right back where we normally are, and where we like them to be for the most part. Maybe just a few minor things, but the threes were way better. We took threes, but we also took threes that were good shots. And so it was just an all around good routine game. Loved it. So moving ahead to tomorrow, since today's Friday, we have a doubleheader, the only doubleheader of the season. So if you're missing the doubleheaders, this is your chance. This is your opportunity to get out to William R. Johnson, the Sawmill, and watch both the guys and the girls. So the girls are playing at 2, and they're playing Our Lady of the Lake, and then the guys will be playing right after that, like around 4:30, and they're playing Wiley.
And we have awesome halftime stuff that y'all do not want to miss. So the Canines in Flight will be doing the halftime, which if y'all have never seen them, I mean, y'all know how much of an animal lover I am, but it's literally the greatest thing you've ever seen. Like
they're so good.
They take these rescue dogs that usually there's some type of like healer mix or something like that that's kind of bred to do that kind of stuff. But you know, they do all kinds of little like acrobatics and tricks with them out there where they go chase down frisbees and jump all around in the air, and it's so neat. Like these dogs are just so wild. And then also on the tweet that listed out that and all the info for Saturday, it said Christmas cookies. I don't know exactly what that means, but I mean,
maybe they're giving away Christmas cookies.
I know, but like I want to see. What do they look like? I don't know.
Are we making Christmas cookies? Are we decorating?
We're decorating them.
Speaking of Christmas cookies, one moment.
I'm excited about the Christmas cookies. Oh,
the best Christmas cookies ever, or just cookies in general ever. Hold on. So I bought these. You know how teachers, you know, they say like, "Oh, I don't have favorites." I don't have favorite classes. Fuck that. I have a favorite class. Okay. And so my favorite class is on Monday, Wednesday at 11:25, and they are just so fun. Like they're talkative. They do what they need to do. Like it's just an all around really good class. Like everyone in that class got along with each other. Like there was no issues. Like it was a great class. So I was like, you know what, guys, I love y'all. I'm bringing you cookies. So I brought them cookies, and we didn't eat them all. But yeah. Anyway, so Wiley College, just in case anybody is not familiar with Wiley College, obviously it is a small school up in Marshall, Texas. They are a private historically black college. They were established in 1879. Their colors are, wait for it, purple and white. Of course, so popular. The purple and white is the popular color. So yeah, they do have obviously athletic teams. Obviously, their nicknames are the Wildcats, but they are in the NAIA. So yet again, playing another NAIA team. What are we supposed to do? I mean, nobody wants to come to the Sawmill to play us. Power 5 teams, Power 6, P6 teams, they just don't want to come to the Sawmill. They just don't. So our basketball operations and athletic director and coaches, like we are forced to play schools like Wiley College or Lincoln University. What are you going to do? There's nothing we can do.
Gotta get games.
Exactly. And if we have to play Wiley College or Lincoln University to get games on the schedules and have a full season, then that's what we have to do. I mean, what are we going to do? There's nothing we can do about it. So anyway, they do compete in the Red River Athletic Conference. They actually do have a good wide range of teams. They have baseball, basketball, cross country, soccer, and track and field. So just a little programming note about the team tomorrow. So again, that game is at 4:30. I did tell a bunch of people, and I say a bunch of people, probably like 2, that after the game's over, we're going straight to the brewery for the post-game celebration, i.e. the lighted Christmas parade. So the lighted Christmas parade is actually at 6:30, and that's what time usually the game ends. So I'm hoping that the game will get over just a little bit quicker so that we can make the beginning of the parade. Otherwise, we're going to miss the whole fucking parade.
Yeah.
Because it literally starts at the corner right by the brewery.
Or we won't be able to get in.
That too. So.
And it's gonna be really warm tomorrow. Ronell says also opinions that Houston will be hosting the Final Four in 2023. I guess I hadn't even seen that yet, but
I hadn't even seen that either.
But I mean, they host quite frequently.
They have, yeah.
Different rounds, maybe not the Final Four per se, but I know they've hosted the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight like multiple times.
They have, yeah.
Because I've been when they've hosted the Sweet 16 Elite Eight, but
that'd be cool. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't mind, because last time I was in Houston for the Final Four, I believe it was a Final Four. I was going to go, and then obviously the tickets were astronomical, so I just decided to stay home. But I would love to go. I think that'd be really fun.
We would love to go, but yeah, it's pricey.
Yeah, it is pricey. I mean, we paid to go to the first round in Dallas when we played Texas Tech. I mean, we went and bought tickets right behind the basket. I mean, not the best seats, and we still paid like $500 total for those 2 seats. It was not a cheap ticket, and we had mediocre seats behind the basket, surrounded by Texas Tech fans. Kill me.
That was the worst part.
The worst part. And most of them were nice, but there was just a few that were extremely rude. And I'm like, really, guys? Really? You're winning. Calm down. You almost lost. You shouldn't run your mouth. Anyway, so yeah, post game at the brewery. Hopefully we can get in there and park and whatever, but post game at the brewery. Try and park behind the brewery, or because you won't be able to park anywhere else because it'll be blocked off. So park behind the brewery or park down the street and walk.
Yeah, I'd say probably like at the school might be their best bet.
Well, that'll be blocked off too because the parade staging is in front of TJR. Okay. So probably the best places to park would either if you can get behind the brewery or maybe park over by I'm blanking here. Parking like over by Fredonia Hotel, like in the parking lot, going up and around, coming from behind and parking in there and walking. Or if you can get there early enough and park and then Uber to the game and then Uber back.
Yeah.
Which is always an option. You could do that. Anyway, so as a reminder, we do have a game coming up in Fort Worth, the Basketball Hall of Fame Classic at Dickies Arena on Saturday, December 11th. And there are still plenty, when I say plenty, I mean plenty of tickets available on Ticketmaster. So if you want to sit behind the team, the team is basically in front of sections 106 and 105 on that section, that area. So if you want to go and sit behind that bench, you can. The SFA section that was given to like the parents and the coaches' wives and that is 124. So if you want to sit over there, you can sit in 123 because 124 is sold out basically. Oh, there are 10 tickets available. I'm sorry, but they're all handicapped in 124. So maybe not there. There are some on court seat options. So if you would like to do that, you can do that as well. But you're gonna pay for it. They're like $160. So best bet would be to probably sit behind, like I said, the team. Those tickets are ranging from about $44 to potentially like $82. So it just depends on what you want to do there. Completely up to you, whatever you decide to do. But we would love to have you guys out there, kind of purple out Fort Worth. There will be some information coming out soon about pregame and postgame events in Fort Worth or for that game. So make sure you're sticking to your social medias about that. And then, of course, the Kansas game, the official SFA section is 13A or 13 because there's no like 13B. So if you want to sit with us and with the rest of SFA, we'll be in 13. For Kansas, if you are deciding to come up for that game. It's not necessarily a really long drive, so you can totally make it work drive-wise, or if you want to fly, we're leaving early Friday morning from Dallas Love and getting there some point like Friday, kind of late morning, early afternoon. So that is what is coming up. So always remember to get your My Plates. Tired of seeing UT, A&M, Texas Tech, all those ugly ass color plates all over the roads. We want to see more purple. Want to see more SFA plates on the road. Did you know that Athletics gets money from your purchase? They get about 50% of the purchase price when you buy a 5-year personalized plan or personalized plate from My Plates. SF Athletics gets about $250 from your purchase, and that is for a $500 5-year term. With your My Plates, I mean, SFA makes money on every type of SFA plate purchased, even the 1-year background only for $50. $50 hairs. That's not a lot. That's a pretty good, easy Christmas present there if you're looking for something for your SFA person in your life. $50 SFA plate, no personalization. What a great Christmas gift. Love that. It's only for 1 year too, so it's not a big commitment for all you commitment phobes out there. Anywho, so you can do 1 year, 3 year, 5 years. You can move plates from vehicle to vehicle. So go and buy those from myplates.com/lumberjacks. You can even get a $50 rebate, and you can always do some layaways too if you don't want to pay it all at one point or one fail swoop. So good basketball, or not basketball, but Christmas gift idea. I got them 1 year for Christmas, and it was like one of the coolest gifts I got from my parents. I was like, oh, how fun. I never would have thought of that. What a great idea. Yeah, absolutely. So don't forget to make sure you're following us on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, for all the updates, and follow the Jacks. So follow us as we follow the Jacks every season and go through all of the different games and post-game analysis by yours truly and our girl, Jacqueline. Again, we have fun doing this, and we enjoy doing it, and we're going to continue doing it. And we love how much you guys love SFA, and we love SFA too, and we love athletics too. We wouldn't spend all the money that we spend, all of the money that we don't have on supporting the basketball team if we didn't support the basketball team. So we're loyal to the soil. We are fans, whether we, question your athletic abilities or, rag on you about the crap game that you have. At the end of the day, we're still fans, and we're still going to support, whether you like it or not. So you can choose to listen or not. I don't care. The end. So, Jacqueline, anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Can't wait for Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday's going to be a long day. Every weekend is a long weekend, to be fair. There's always stuff going on, and I feel like I'm never going to sleep. Never going to catch up on my sleep. Anyway, so, from literally we got this weekend, we got next weekend, we got the weekend after. Like, we are booked solid, this weekend, next weekend, and the weekend after.
The rest of this, I feel like, is just even
booked. I'm already tired. I am already tired from it.
Yeah.
Already tired from it. Okay. Anyway, so we hope you guys have a great weekend. Hope to see you at the game tomorrow. Again, it's a doubleheader, so if you have time to go out and watch the girls at 2, highly recommend. And then, of course, the guys' game starts right after at 4:30. Tickets for that are pretty cheap. Like, you can get some good doubleheader deal tickets for that. Just talk to Wally and Alex and Chris over in the ticket office, and they'll hook you up. Go online and buy some too. So, again, excited for the games tomorrow, and we're excited for little post-game action at the brewery. So have a great day. Have a good night. Have a good Friday. TGIF, baby. TGIF. Always remember to act some jacks.
Without some jacks.
Bye, guys.